Is history repeating itself right in front of our eyes? Here is a chart of 1776. On December 29th, we see Pluto was on the south node at 27 degrees. Here is a chart of the same day at 2023. And Pluto has made a full 248 plus year return at 29 degrees. We know that the 1500s coming up to the 1700s drew the span of the previous Pluto cycle upwards to where it was in Capricorn, where we had many revolutions, but also genocide, specifically against indigenous peoples. Much of what we experience today is influenced by the colonialism back then. And I also wanted to highlight to you Uranus in Gemini, as well as Neptune in Virgo. Neptune, of course, which in the 1800s during the Dred Scott decision was in Pisces, and then returned in Virgo during the 40s, the 1940s, and of course is back in Pisces. Referenced here in today's 2023 chart, Neptune in Pisces and Uranus is in Taurus, about to go into Gemini 2026. So it's interesting that the Civil War trailer dropped because in 1861, where the Civil War started, Neptune was in Pisces and Uranus was in Gemini. Is history repeating itself? This video isn't about the Civil War. That'll be another video, trust me. We know the colonialism of the 1700s brought pestilence and outright genocide to indigenous people. But what about this Pluto cycle that's returning? Is it bringing neo-colonialism? Well, right now we have 8 genocides happening in the world. Is history repeating itself? And as usual, it is children facing the brunt of the casualties, getting killed, trafficked, and exploited per usual. And of course, how can you stay silent? But are people staying silent? Because I remember people wouldn't shut the fuck up about the ice bucket challenge. Remember that? People literally poured ice on themselves. You couldn't get people to stop talking about marriage equality in 2015, where they all rocked a rainbow-colored flag. Remember that? You couldn't hear the end of people virtue signaling about Nepal and sending donation money. Remember that? We also can't forget how Caitlyn Jenner got more support as a mother than an Olympic athlete. Remember that? Y'all would not shut the fuck up about that. I remember. Remember for a short period of a year, black people all around the world got exploited and virtue signaled to before millions of dollars were stolen after y'all marched on the street and blacked your screens? Remember that? And then before we can do anything meaningful with that, we had to stop Asian hate. Remember that? I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't, because before we knew it, we were praying for Ukraine. Remember that? All the billions of dollars a certain US president was sending to Ukraine. Remember that? So no, I don't think people are silent. I think maybe they just don't care. Or maybe they feel powerless. Because I don't hear people really talking about the silent Holocaust in Congo. But I think talking isn't what we need to do. Clearly, revolution is here, and hopefully you're not looking for it to be televised. And as we know, those who don't know their history are doomed to repeat it, which begs the question,